Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Working Trader, where we look at the Euro USD and GBPUSD and come up with trade ideas for the day, if there are any. So let's jump right into Forex Factory. Let's look at the news. And today is a Friday, and we do not have any high impact news on the USD or the GBPUSD. So let's jump right onto the charts, look at what happened yesterday and what we can expect going forward. So as you can see yesterday, the market had a strong bullish push up. Okay, we've come up to this decisional area that led to the break of this swing structure on the daily. Okay, and then mitigated into this demand where we've had a reaction, and now we've filled this imbalance, mitigating this supply range. Okay, and as we can see already, we're seeing a bit of a reaction. Okay, we're already seeing a bit of a reaction from that from this supply area. So let me just mark it out so that it's clear. Okay, so that's our supply range, or that's our supply area on the daily. So price is mitigated and we're seeing a reaction. Okay, and this is the demand, which is still holding. And that's the demand, which is still holding. Okay, so this is where we are stuck within price. And then overall, of course, we are in this pullback phase. Well, now it's no longer pullback because we've switched direction to bearish after this swing break of structure, and internal was bearish. So our swing and our internal, they are both bearish. Okay, and then this is simply a reaction after we break structure. We don't know how far it will continue with the move after breaking structure, but we do expect and anticipate that price will have a pullback. And so we can see that soon after the break of structure, mitigating this demand, we had a pullback, and now we've mitigated this area of supply at the top, and we are reacting from it. So looking at the pound, we did break structure at the top, and we have been in this pullback phase. We've mitigated this area of demand, swept these lows. Now we've had a reaction bullish. We've also mitigated this supply area that resulted in this fractal break of structure or internal break of structure. Okay, and we have mitigated that, and price is also having a very minor reaction to that area. Okay, so looking at the 4-hour on the Euro USD. Looking at the 4-hour on the Euro USD, this is what we have. Okay, this is what we have. So this is the 4-hour range that we're in. Okay, and then price has been pulling back. So the same thing, once we have a break of structure, we expect price to start pulling back. Okay, we expect price to start pulling back up. Okay, and then as a first sign, all right, once we start seeing fractal breaks of structure, okay, like this one, and then creating this new area of demand right at the bottom, as we can see price came in, mitigated this area of demand, and now had a very sharp reaction, now leading to an internal break of structure, or rather a sub-internal break of structure, okay, within this internal range on the 4-hour that we're in. Okay, so there's no area, there was no clean area between the EQ, okay, and all the way to the top of the premium. So we don't have a clean decisional at any point. Okay, the one that we had was here, which was eliminated, and then we had this area which was also eliminated. So now the expectation is that price was going to continue all the way to the extreme, and price has now mitigated the extreme. Okay. So let's look at the 15-minute. Alright, so on the 15-minute, let's see, this is what I was looking at. So that swing high is the same as the 4-hour. Same as 4-hour internal high. And then that 15-minute swing low is the same as the 4-hour internal low. So 15-minute swing week. Okay. So price has come up all the way here to the top. So do we have any areas that are not mitigated? So we had a sweep with break of structure, and then price went on to break structure. So actually my high is this one. Okay. And then this is, and I'm just gonna cover both of those. 15, so that's an extreme, so we have an imbalance, a little bit of an imbalance. Let's see, okay, the majority of it was filled in this candle, where we just mitigated the top of it. Alright, or rather the bottom of the imbalance. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. So we do have an extreme area right there. Okay, so this could become a possible liquidity point. Okay, we did have a sweep, strong reaction, bearish. Okay, so I could cover that as well. So that could be, alright, so price hasn't reached up to any of those areas, but what has happened right now is that price swept these areas. Okay, so 15M, Trinity. Alright, and this was a valid area of supply, swept, and then went in on to break structure. But this area was also swept. Okay, and then from there price has been reacting bearish. Looks like I removed one of my indicators. Let's see, how did that happen? Copy. Paste. Okay, alright. Okay, so now we're back in. Alright, so alright, so we have swept that high, and then during Asia we've had a straight push down after the sweep. So it is likely, let's see, price is extended. Alright, so this was our internal strong, now that became our internal break of structure, 15M IBOS, boom, and then that was also in IBOS, but in hindsight, pretty much looks like a simple sweep. Okay, so we did break structure to the downside, so we're expecting this to hold. Okay, and price went on to break that, and then now this is our new internal range. So this is now our strong internal low. 59 internal strong, and that is our week. That is our week internal high. Okay, so price is still in premium. Okay, price is still in premium. Maybe before I remove that, let's see. Okay. All right, so price is still in premium. And then now, because we've broken structure all the way up there, boom. All right, so this is the equilibrium. That's the equilibrium, and then we have discount. So this is the decisional that led to the break, and then we've had that push up, that push, and then another test, and then we went up all the way. So we do have this fractal area down there, right at the EQ. Okay. Let's see. All right, this is a possible area of liquidity. All right, so here we had a straight push. Okay, so I would think this area is a trap. Okay, this demand would be a trap. And I would expect it to fail. Okay. So I'm gonna mark that as all right, as liquidity that I'm expecting to be taken. Okay, and then maybe we mitigate into this, and then we have an even better area down there. Okay, so I'm gonna extend that like that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna remove that so that is not messy. Okay, so this is what we're looking at right now. So this is the range we're in. Okay, this is the range that we're in. Okay, so price internally is bullish, right? We have broken structure, internal structure. After break of structure, we expect a pullback. Now, is that pullback going to be all the way down to the extreme? All right, so we do have levels down here at the extreme. At this point, will it continue? Will it come down all the way? Possibly, we don't know. Okay, but what I can expect is at the moment, because we've had a pullback, I'm expecting this to be run over. All right, so I'm expecting maybe price will continue bullish, maybe sweep these areas here, and then continue all the way down, maybe mitigate this area, have a reaction towards Asia high. If that fails, then continue to this one, and then maybe also going towards Asia midpoint. Otherwise, if all else fails, if all of these fail, then clearly price will be willing to go deeper to these areas. Okay, so that means there's two things we could look to do. We could look for sales, all right, anywhere from there, all right, targeting in this area if it's not swept. Okay, or at least simply targeting a 3R. Okay. Otherwise, we could also look at it from the point of view that we are in a strong uptrend. Okay, we've broken structure to the upside. We've had a mitigation, or rather, we've had a break in the test. and then we have swept these Asia lows. Okay, this is a strong area of demand, okay, because of the impulse candles. All right, that is an area that has swept, that took liquidity down there, okay, and then led and pushed up strongly again. All right, so that could mean that this is holding. So let me mark it. So that could mean that this might actually hold, and right now price has respected this demand, okay, and could potentially push price from here, okay, towards this week high. Okay, so those are scenarios that could play out. Okay, those are scenarios that could play out at the moment for the Euro USD. Okay, so let's look at the pound. Starting on the 4-hour. Alright, so for the pound, I'll try not to take time drawing lines and everything. So this is what we have. We've had our breakout structure internally, okay, and then we've had a strong pullback. All right, sub-internal. All right, we've mitigated the extreme, and then we're now having a bit of a reaction. Okay, so this is on the 4-hour. That's all we see, and then looking at the 15-minute, what we have is we broke structure to the upside. Okay, so yesterday I was expecting, or at least anticipating, that at least would run these lows, one of these lows, and then be able to look for highs. However, that did not happen. Okay, that did not happen, and price simply just ran away soon after sweeping these Asia lows and respected this demand area. Okay, all right there. So this changes our swing range, or rather our internal range. Okay, because we're still within this swing, so our swing is still bearish. So I'm marking it right there. So swing range is still bearish. Okay, and then this is still my swing, my wick. So this becomes my wick swing low. Okay, so wick swing low. All right, so we've pushed up internally. So internally we've been bullish, or we are bullish. Okay, mitigated pretty much the extreme. Okay, so we've come back all the way to the extreme, and now we've had a sharp reaction from there. So as we know, after a break of structure, we expect price to pull back. Okay, so price has already started that pullback phase, and then this becomes my internal break of structure. Okay, so price has already started the pullback. Okay, so internally this becomes my range. Boom, boom. Okay, so now we are pulling back, and then we have this area where price is reacting from. Okay, I would say this is a trap. Okay, or this is bait, where you expect price to continue, and price will simply give a reaction maybe towards this Asia midpoint or Asia high, sweep that, come down, take that out. Maybe we have a reaction from any of these areas. However, we can see we have a trend line as well, so price could simply come down and break those areas as well. Okay, and then maybe we could see price react somewhere down there. Okay, we don't have any very clean areas at the bottom. Okay, so and there is a bit of trend line liquidity that we can see. So the only clean area really would be at this imbalance, like this plus candle before the imbalance. and that will be the only clean area that I can see. Okay, so apart from that, everything else is not clear. Okay, so we could then expect price to, to take out this area, all right, and then possibly come down to these areas. Okay, give a reaction, then take them out as well. Okay, so for the pound, I may be looking for price to continue to drop, maybe towards this low. Okay, that's what I may be looking at, and then maybe after all of that, if it gets to this area, then could possibly start to look for shorts if we get any confirmation on lower time frames. Okay, so those are the trade ideas for today. So please, if you find value in this, don't forget to like and to subscribe, and let me know in the comments. So have a good day, have a great weekend, and Working Trader out.